Okay, a young friend of mine was fascinated with Hibagon. Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, Japanese Sasquatch, and fascinated with their structures. But she despaired of ever seeing one with her own eyes because she has really bad mobility issues. I told her, friend, if you can walk 300 meters, 300 yards off the roadside into the forest on good ground, you can see several structures up close. You can touch them. You can hug them. And if it's too much for you, I will carry you out. So we did it. Now, this is about revisiting structures and observing changes. I couldn't take my camera out very much because I've got my own little girl to watch out for and my young friend to watch out for. My young friend, it's hard for her. Standing up is hard for her. So moving in the forest is, there's some risk. And her mom came with us too. Structure 1. Horizontal tree woven in and out between living trees. Found 3 years ago. Don't have a photo this day, but it was similar to this one that Yuki and I found earlier this year. Similar to this one. It has either collapsed or been smashed down. And I think smashed down because it was a pretty robust structure, from what I remember, with the weight very well distributed. Structure 2, approximately 100-foot timber, delimbed and peeled, carried and propped up here between two living trees, and standing on a sharpened pencil tip point, unchanged, I'm happy to say, and holding up well. Structure 3 now, Complex X. I used to call it the XXY. We can no longer call it that. And I'll tell you why. This is how it used to look. Living trees in brown, timbers, broken and imported timbers in gray. Timber A, delimbed, peeled, and imported, is forced with extreme force between this tree with two trunks, forcing one trunk to grow on the diagonal. Timber B, I don't know how it stays up. The end on the ground seems to just rest on the ground, and the diagonal trunk of the tree cannot be supporting all its weight. This thing seems to defy gravity. Now, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a smart guy, but something, I don't know. And I don't dig around the base very much because I don't want this thing to fall. I don't want to be blamed for making it fall down. In front of this standing X were two timbers arranged in a horizontal X and aligned, like a mirror image of the standing X, like an image in a reflecting pool. Then a Y stick was thrust deep in the ground beside. You might recall I pulled it out and tried to jam it into the earth, and I didn't get it in very far. Someone a lot stronger than I am stabbed it in the earth deep, hard. Okay, well, the standing X is still there. The Y stick is gone from the area, not just fallen over, it's gone. The two timbers that made the horizontal X have been repositioned, picked up, and repositioned. They now form a fan-like arrangement joined at the tip of timber A to make a vertex, and these two angles, I didn't measure them, but to eyeball them, they are even. They're evenly spaced out. Whatever it means, this is intentional, no doubt. Now, could a human have done it? Well, my friend and her mom were convinced that nobody even comes in here 300 meters off trail. And then, why? Why would any human pick up these timbers and reposition them? And all of these structures required superhuman strength in their creation anyway, and they're all right out of the field guide. So we all unanimously rule out human hands. We tend, or I mean, we all tend, or I tend, I should say, I tend to think of these structures as being static, both in space and time. But this one, at least, structure one, maybe two, we can put that one down to collapse, although I doubt it. I think it was smashed down. Although even there, when I say, you can see my bias in the choice of word smashed. I should say disassembled, because I didn't see anyone smashing anything. But structure 3 is definitely a structure in play, still in action, in space and time. Is there any meaning to it? Is there any significance? Who knows? But, well, there's this at least. There's evidence that someone has been in here recently, revisiting this structure and making adjustments to it. My friend's mother left a small bouquet in the crook of the standing X. My friend left this beautiful blue dish, and I left a blue marble in her dish. We put those on timber A right in here. Hey, if you want to support real Hibagon research in the field, now's a great time with the Japanese yen at a 30-year low. You donate $1, and we receive at our end something closer to $2. It's worth here, so you get more bang for your Hibagon research buck. Now you can donate by PayPal, or I've put some stuff on eBay. If you go to eBay, you can type in Hibagon. You'll find my stuff easily. You can look through my whole shop. I used to be the #1 exporter of Kokeshi dolls. Well, those can only go by surface mail now, so they are slow, be forewarned. But the Hibagon stuff is light, and it'll go out by airmail. And you better sit down for this, but I hear rumors that Uncle Hengist Mountebank might be coming back with a new project. Now, that's not a promise. It's not an announcement, but that's just, what I've heard. Okay, structures undergoing revision. If you have structures where you are, I recommend revisiting them because someone else might be revisiting them. The original content creators might be. I love you guys. I hope to have Mount Hiba plans ready to tell you about soon.